500 yards.
Hey there, my name is Crispo and welcome back to my YouTube page. Today we're going hunting. I'm a two-time cancer survivor. I was earlier diagnosed in 2023 and I relapsed in 2024. So I'm using hunting in the outdoors as a form of rehabilitating my body and coming back after chemo. I got out of chemo in July of 2024, only to take my first Ontario black bear 3 months later. Since then I've been actively hunting for a wolf, but we're starting to get some pictures of coyotes, maybe some hybrids at my bait site. So I kicked off a bait site over 6 weeks ago. I'm using different types of baiting methods and whatnot just to go ahead and hopefully take my first wolf. If I get a coyote, hey, I won't complain, but right now we're gonna get moving. All right guys, it's around 8 o'clock. I'm starting later this morning than I typically would. It's around -5. Today I woke up around 4:15, but we had a really slow start to the day. I was out at the bait site 2 days ago. I brought out probably between 160, maybe 180 pounds of bait, and that took quite the toll on my body. So for me, coming out of chemotherapy, some of the big challenges I have is just with my overall stamina and strength. I deal with quite a bit of neuropathy, so the nerves of my body have been damaged a little bit from the chemotherapy treatment, and it really impacts my hands and my feet. So my balance is off quite a bit. I didn't think it was as bad as I thought, but I met with my healthcare team maybe a month ago, and they were saying it's pretty bad. So they're the experts, I'll listen to them, but I try not to let that slow me down too much. My fingers and my toes will scream the colder it gets, and today, since it's -5, it's quite the jump in temperature from our averages of like -20 to -30 degrees Celsius we've had. So I'm not complaining today, but like I said, later start for me. I'm just still trying to recoup after hauling in that bait. And I was hoping to get out there a little bit earlier, but hey, I just got to listen to my body. I'm not going to push it. I still have about 6 weeks until the end of the season, and I'm going to make the most of this right now. So one of the big reasons for me is to heal through the hunt and prep myself for upcoming, experiences and challenges that I may later have in life. Cancer is no joke. It's definitely taught me a lot of lessons and made me a lot more grateful for the things that I can still do today, such as this. But for the spot that I'm hunting right now, we had a lot more coyote and wolf sign earlier in January. I only started baiting in January. Meanwhile, we could have been hunting earlier, but I was busy deer hunting, and in the fall I was hunting black bears as well. So just the way my schedule worked out, but it's great to finally get some cell cameras of the coyotes too. So today it's pretty mild out, so I'm hoping the coyotes are going to be moving. I'm hoping that the shift in temperature and the weather is going to encourage them to be a little bit more active, but you never know. This is going to be my first coyote or wolf, one or the other, and I'm excited. So I never really started predator hunting really ever until I was diagnosed with cancer. So I wanted to take advantage of my hunting seasons and getting out in the outdoors as much as I could in between treatments. At the time when I started hunting my black bear last year, I was coming out of chemotherapy and I wasn't sure if I was going to have a hunting season in the fall. So with us, deer hunting starts October 1st for bow season, but I was supposed to meet with my oncologist and my healthcare team before then to find out if I needed more chemo. So if that was going to be the case, my fall season was going to be a write-off. I wasn't getting out in the outdoors at all. So I took advantage of it. Little to find out that I really love this type of stuff. It's super enjoyable. It's interesting. I'm just happy to get out here and learn something new. So even though I do quite a bit of deer hunting, I haven't been the most successful deer hunter at all. There's a lot of different reasons behind that. I was a student for quite a long time. I was in school for 8-9 years, and been all around for work too. So sometimes, life on the road or different provinces can slow you down from chasing your passions, but I'm happy to get out here and do this now that I have, more of a stable type of lifestyle, and I guess time to do it right now. But we are based in the Sudbury region here in Ontario. That's about 4 hours west of the Ontario-Michigan border. So for all those Americans, that's probably the closest way to get into these parts. And we're on, I guess, say the North Shore, northern region of Lake Huron. Some people consider this Northern Ontario. I think it's more Central Ontario, but that's up for debate. I've worked in northern parts, and I think that's probably why I'm a little bit more skewed to calling this Central Ontario. But we have a good deer and moose population. Earlier this week when I was baiting, I walked up on 3 moose. So I walked up on a small cow and a pair of twins, so that was pretty neat. I've seen them on camera too, and every time I come out to this part to either go bird hunting or deer hunting, I usually see moose. So it's always good to see some different types of critters, even when things are slow. It makes things exciting, keeps them fun, and makes for some cool photos, I guess you could say. But I got probably another 40 minutes to go, so I probably won't be in the bush until 9 o'clock. But like I said, I'm not sweating it. I'm happy just to get out here. I'll fire up the call probably later on. I'll be probably using predator calls today. I have a Phelps game wolf howler with me, but I probably won't rip that just because I don't want to scare out the coyotes. And I suspect I'll probably have more engagement with maybe a rabbit distress call. Who knows? But the winds aren't too bad, so I'll be able to sneak in pretty good. I've been pretty mindful for my setup. If you haven't seen my setup yet, check out part 1 and part 2 of my 2025 wolf hunt series. This is going to be in part 3, so it should be easy to find. And hey, we're going to keep on going. I'm almost at my shack, but I've just bumped into one coyote. He's in the thicket. I saw him at about 12 yards. He's still around here. He didn't take off. I couldn't get a shot off. We'll see how this turns out. Alright guys, we're finally set up in the shack. I didn't expect to see that coyote this early on, and even so close. He came up about 10-12 yards away, but he was at a higher elevation than I couldn't crack off a shot. There was a whole bunch of trees and thicket in the way, so I sat tight. He didn't run off. He wasn't super skittish. He just wanted to see what I was all about. I don't think he's going to come back today, to be honest. He's already busted me, but you never know. I haven't hunted coyotes before, so this is a first experience for me, so I'll learn what I can and hopefully improve. I'm thinking that coyote thought I was a moose this morning. I saw a whole bunch of fresh moose sign and scat on the way in, so I think he thought I was maybe a moose and he was going to have a pretty good breakfast, but so it's really nice out here today. It's about -5. The crows are doing their job. They're spreading bait around. They're cracking off a lot of calls, so it's pretty noisy out here. I got both windows open. I'm not running the heater right now. I don't need meds. I'll probably put them on anyways because of my neuropathy, but still. So, I'm going to sit here all day. Hopefully we get a little bit more activity. Okay, so it's around 3 o'clock. No sign of any wolves or coyotes yet. It's been pretty slow since this morning. I played the predator call. Nothing responded to the mouse, to the rabbit. I even threw out a few barks from coyotes and a few yips. But nothing. I don't want to let out any wolf calls, no howls, nothing like that, because I think that will scare away the coyote that's in the area. So I'd rather take that than nothing at all. Accessing the wolf shack this morning was tricky. It was quiet, and I was able to sneak in. But the wind wasn't working in my favor. So it wasn't super strong, but that's still something that ideally I would want to work with me than against me. But if I have the coyotes in this area and they're hitting the bait site, maybe I thought that would have possibly distracted them. But I was surprised to have the coyote coming right at me. Like I said, it stopped around 12 yards, and with him looking down at me, behind a whole bunch of brush, I couldn't get a full good shot at him. I lifted the gun, he stopped there for 2 seconds, and I couldn't see his silhouette, I just saw darkness. So I didn't know if I was aiming at his head, his backside, his stomach, and if I'm going to pull the trigger, I want it to be a lethal shot and drop right there. I don't want to go on a wild goose chase for this stuff, especially right now, rebounding from chemo. My feet and my hands are a little bit a pain today, especially my feet. But I got my buddy here to keep me warm, but I wish I would do a little bit more for the neuropathy. The crows and the eagles are out in full force. They come and go, but this afternoon the winds picked up quite a bit, and it started to snow. It's slowing down a little bit, but I think I'll just sit here quiet for the rest of the day. I won't rip any more calls. I don't want to scare anything away more than I already have. And I know that the coyote and the wolves know that this bait site's here. They've already accessed it. The crows are in the area. The eagles are chirping, squawking, all that type of stuff. So I think that's probably the best dinner bell. It's the most natural sound compared to me letting off an electronic call or trying to do a howl. And for me, it's probably the smartest choice right now. Tomorrow the wind's supposed to be blowing from the north, so that'll help me for my access. I access this spot through the south side of the lake, and that helps out quite a bit. It's still supposed to stay fairly warm tomorrow too, and we'll see. Maybe we'll get more wolf and coyote activity out here. I wouldn't be surprised. They started to show up when it started to warm up, because January and February so far has been around minus 20 to minus 30 degrees Celsius. So the biggest thing is I'm trying to pattern these things. Learn for any new, let's say, signal that'll tell me when the coyotes are more likely to be here. And if I could get a good understanding or handle on that, then maybe I could be very selective on when I can come on out. So besides that, it's still a good day. I can't really complain. Whoa, that's cool. Alright guys, so this is what a moose bed looks like in the winter. So we had a cow and a calf. I see 2 sets of tracks around here. She peed. That's where the calf was lying down. It's been a really tough day today, but this makes it worth it. Finding neat stuff like this, I don't mind it. It's a little warmer out today, but hey, we'll keep on going. Maybe we can find her. See the moose.
think there's a cow and a calf. I think that's the cow. Where's the calf? She's hanging around.
Alright, hey guys, I'm back at it. Today's Friday, February 28th, last day of Feb, and that means I got one more month to get the job done. So the cows are still kicking around. They haven't been as active as I'd hope. I think that's probably because I overpressured the site, so I've been out of there for a few days, just let it cool down. In the meantime, the bait pile has been getting a little low, so they've been able to go through the 500-600 pounds of bait, mainly from the birds, unfortunately, but we've had some rising temperatures around here. So today's minus 20, but yesterday we hit 0-1 degrees, and it's been like that for about 3-4 days before. So the birds have been able to eat pretty well off that bait pile, and the coyotes are just starting to come back. So we've had a coyote out there. We got, looks to have 1, maybe 2 pairs kicking around. I've seen 1, maybe 2 pairs of wolf tracks too, which is neat, and hopefully those wolves are going to start coming a little bit more. In the meantime, while I've been waiting, I've ordered a Primos Dog Catcher 2 coyote call, so it's a predator call, so I'll be able to get a few different squeaks and noises from all the critters of distress, and hopefully that'll help me call in either a coyote or a wolf. That said, it's 7:30 now. I'm switching up my strategy a little bit. I didn't expect to hunt today, but I got a window and a chunk of time to get out there, so I figured go out there, spend 3-4 hours, enjoy it, have fun and whatnot. Coyote's been there this morning, like I said, and we'll see. Maybe we'll see him this morning. I'm switching over almost to kill mode right now, and if I can get this done by the end of the month, I'll be thrilled. So I'm going in here with definitely some purpose and intent, and maybe tomorrow or the day after I'll bring up some more bait. So I'm going to make sure that it's frozen this time for sure compared to last week's baiting session. The birds just shredded that up, and I probably spread a lot more bait and scent rather than maybe getting the cows to come in, but who knows. In the meantime, I'm going to get ready for an ice fishing trip. I'll be out there probably next week. What I'm thinking is I'll probably fish weekends and then probably hunt if I can throughout the weekdays, depending on how I feel. So my neuropathy's starting to act up a little bit. I'm finding the variation of temperatures gives me some relief, but then also when we have cold snaps like this morning, it really kicks me in the butt. So still trying to, recover the best I can. I'm still trying to get in the gym here and there. It's hard with the wolf hunting and then just general recovery. So I wish I could exercise and do a little bit more, but hey, I'm not going to be too greedy right now. But we still got a little bit to go. I'll probably be hiking in around 8:45, and hopefully we'll see something soon. There's one coyote. Maybe a wolf. He's coming back.
500 yards. He's coming. I want him definitely below 300. We got him. Solo one. Looks like 151 yards. Christ.
Whew. That was a rush. He came on the far side of the lake. I saw him first around probably 483. He was walking around the far end of the bank, wrapping around. And the furthest he got away was about 565, maybe 570. The other side of the lake is about 583. So I let out a howl on my Phelps game howler. He turned around, started to come right around. And it looked originally like a small wolf. It may be a hybrid, I'm not quite sure. But I figured, hey, why not give this a shot? If it was a coyote, I was going to scare him away. That's what I thought, but it didn't happen. And then he covered maybe 200 yards. I'm thinking maybe 2-3 minutes. He beelined to the other side of the lake, and then he started to meander along the shoreline. And then when he started to make his way out to the bait site, he was about 175, 150. And then he poked out around 150, 152. And then we dropped him in his tracks. So, all right. It's 10:30 right now. We've only been in here, stand for about an hour and a half. Super quiet morning. Wind was working in favor with me, so I think I saw this one earlier this morning around 5 o'clock, 6, 7 on the camera. So this is the first time he's made an appearance in the daylight, and I'm so happy I just came out here right now. So I'm gonna get all my stuff ready, and we'll make our way out there. We'll do our tag and get on home. We got it done, guys. Wow. Wow. What an animal. We got a coyote today. This is insane. I'm speechless. What a magnificent animal. We got a male. Wow. This one means a lot. coyote today. Might not be the wolf we were targeting, but still, I can't complain. Wow. Such a beautiful animal. Decent sized paws on it. Oh yeah. I'm speechless right now. Doesn't happen often. A lot of effort went into this animal. I just want to treat it with respect, all that stuff. It's a bittersweet moment. Every time I hunt and I pull a trigger, it doesn't always necessarily bring me happiness, because in order for me to harvest something, I have to take something from the land, and that's not, let's say, the main reason I do this. I hate pulling the trigger every time. It's a thing that needs to be done, but it's never easy. Sure, I squeeze my hand, but in order for me to do this, something has to pass on. Wow. This is a special one, that's for sure. I never thought I'd be hunting predators, coyotes, wolves, bears. It's a way for me to go ahead and get outdoors, find myself again. I never thought I'd be doing this type of stuff, to be honest. It all started because I went through chemotherapy last winter into the spring, and we weren't sure if I was going to be hunting in the fall. To be honest, I thought I was going to be in chemotherapy. That's why I started bear hunting and started vlogging that series, because there are some dark days. You don't know if you're going to make it. Sure, I had good statistics, but we had a few close calls with infections, a whole bunch of different types of illnesses during chemo, hospitalizations, all that stuff. And, makes you appreciate life a lot more. These type of moments, experiences, I thought I was going to be chemo in the fall, or who knows. There was a moment where I thought maybe I might be checking out. One of the main reasons why I started vlogging all this stuff was just in case I don't make it. My close family, friends, they could have something to remember me by. Sorry, guys. It's more than just a hunting channel, I guess. It's this type of stuff has a whole new meaning for me, This is a way that, I'm healing myself, both physically, mentally, spiritually. A lot of men suffer in silence. Sometimes we're ashamed to admit struggles, Admitting to yourself that you have to go get checked out, being diagnosed with cancer, testicular cancer, having operations, all the stuff. It hasn't been easy. It's been a 2-year process. And, hopefully with this hunt, it keeps me going, keeps me motivated, keeps you guys inspired to keep chasing your dreams, your goals, whether it's, health, your passions, hunting, the outdoors, fishing, all that type of stuff, Ugh. I want to thank everyone who's helped me make this happen. My close friends, family, my healthcare team. None of this would be possible without you guys. I can't thank you enough. It's not just the hunt. It's the whole experience, just getting here. From the early days of being diagnosed, having surgery, getting ready to go back to work, and finding out I had a relapse on the last doctor check. That was a hard one. But I got through it. Everyone who helped me through chemotherapy. If anyone could take anything from this stuff to support their own journey, their experiences, their life, I'm starting to connect with people online who are hunters, but then also cancer survivors, people who are battling cancer, people who are in chemotherapy, radiation. I just want to thank everyone who's helped make this happen and helped me put me in touch with other people too. This coyote is gorgeous. Later in the season, the pelts are going to start to get a little worn down. He's been busy. Doesn't look to be like any too much mange. He has frostbite on the tip of his ears. But these things are just almost indestructible. They are so tough. I'll show you the paws in a few minutes and the fur more close up. But these things are super tough. They're out here. It's minus 20 right now, and they live out here. I got a big dog at home. I don't know if you've seen it online. A Pyrenees, and built for the outdoors, but she's a softie, but we love her. This coyote's about half the size of her, and wow, just a real tough animal. But yeah, we're gonna fill our tag, start dragging this one back to the truck, and then who knows, maybe I might be out here again this year. I'm gonna start switching my focus a little bit to ice fishing. I haven't fished in 2 years. Chemo, cancer, the whole 9 yards kind of kept me off the ice, and I want to take advantage of some season, so I might go for lake trout or walleye. Stay tuned for that stuff, but we're going to get things moving. Who knows, maybe I might be out here again for another coyote or maybe even a wolf. So, but these animals are wild. It's I think statistics say that each wolf or coyote takes, 19 pieces of big game throughout the year. So by doing this, hopefully I'll be saving those moose that I saw earlier this season and a lot of deer. So this year was a really hard deer season. For those who watched my deer video, you know that I got skunked. Wasn't my proudest moment, but hey, I was happy just to get in the outdoors, right? And I wanted to put it up online for family and friends just to kind of see me in my element. And yeah, so, but all right, that's it. Let's get going. that for a paw. They're made to last. Holy cow. I don't think I'd have this any other way though. It's a physical task, but it's a heck of a moment. Snow's coming down, surrounded by pines. It's quiet out here. I feel connected to nature right now. There's nothing like it. Thanks for watching my short film. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I had a blast making it, and maybe even some of you learned some things from some of the mistakes that I made along the way. To be honest, I wouldn't change anything about this hunt, this season, anything about it. The day that I shot the wolf was almost picture perfect. I couldn't have asked for a better day. I woke up and I took advantage of the opportunity. I had wolves on the camera super early. I had wind in my favor. It was super chilly. We had a different type of temperature, and I capitalized on that moment. So I went out. I was super slow and sneaky to get out to the blind. We had fresh powder a few days before, and the area was undisturbed. So when I saw that wolf across the lake, to be honest, I wasn't 100% surprised, but I was just excited to finally know that my efforts are finally paying off. That said, I was able to go ahead and take a few pictures, send it to a few different hunting experts, biologists, and even show my animal to a few taxidermists. And the consensus is that it's a hybrid. It's a coy wolf. I know a lot of people debate whether this is a possibility or not, but I think it actually is as well. Here in Ontario, it has been recorded before. I didn't get any DNA testing on it just yet. I may consider it in the future, but realistically, I probably won't. For me, I'm happy just to come home with it. And at first, I thought I was a wolf on the other side of the lake. When I got up close, I doubted myself and I thought I shot a coyote. But this animal ended up weighing 68 pounds. And if you know coyotes, that is a very, very heavy coyote. It'd be a smaller wolf, depending on where you're hunting. But I think we actually do have a hybrid just based on some of the general characteristics that we have on it. Its head appears to be very wolf-like. Its body looks to be very coyote-like as well. It has massive paws and has a short stubby tail as well. It had yellow worn down teeth. It had snapped canines, so it's probably chewing on bones. And that said, I'm probably saving a few deer and moose throughout the next few seasons by taking this one out. So it's a very unique animal. I skinned it. I had some help from a local taxidermist. And I'm going to make it probably into a tube mount. So I'll hang it probably from my wall, maybe in the garage, maybe in my office. I'm not quite sure, but we still got another tag to fill. So by the time this video comes out, you'll probably have maybe 2 weeks left of season. So I'm able to hunt until the end of March. And I'm hoping to maybe fill my tag. So I'll be out in the field tomorrow to go ahead and bait my site again. And maybe try out some of these new calls that I've just recently purchased. Here we have the Primos Dog Catcher 2. It's an electronic predator call, and I haven't used one of these before. Ironically, I purchased this and it came in the mail the day that I shot the koi wolf or the hybrid. In the video, I was able to go ahead and turn around the koi wolf with a Phelps Game Easy Howler. This I picked up from Cabela's, and I'm still learning how to use these reeds. I'm no expert. I typically don't use reeds when I hunt, and usually I'm the very silent hunter. I don't like to call anything, even deer. So this was a new experience for me, and we're going to keep practicing. So maybe for the later part of the season, in order to fill up my second tag, maybe I try these calls a little bit more, try a different type of approach, switch up my area and see if I could get some more activity. But who knows? I'm still committed to that blind and that site too. I know the area and I enjoy that place too. When I'm out there, I don't get cell service. I'm really disconnected. I'm by myself. I'm still obviously hunting safe and letting people where I'm at or know where I'm at. But I'm also using different, things just in case I get into a pickle, a jam. So I use the app Any 3 Words, and everyone knows where I'm at or where my shack is in the event that I don't come home. But for this season, I think I'm going to start to switch a little bit over to an ice fishing focus. So it's fairly late to start ice fishing here, but to be honest, I'm excited to get out there after 2 years. Cancer kept me off the ice. The first year we didn't have great ice conditions as well, so I didn't really miss too much fishing. And the second winter, well, I went through chemotherapy. So it was a little bit tricky, but we made it through that, and hopefully we could fish maybe 1 or 2 trips here. I'm looking to target lake trout, maybe walleye. I'm looking to bring out my big otter ice shack. I'll be using the resort and camping on the ice, I think. So I'd like to spend maybe 1 or 2 nights at a time out there and vlog it. So stay tuned for maybe an ice fishing video if I'm able to put a few, let's say, decent fish or different fish on the ice and take it from there. But I just like getting in the outdoors and embracing and taking advantage of the opportunities that I still have today. To be honest, there was a while where I didn't think I was going to get into some of these opportunities or even start. But you'd be surprised what possibly a life-changing illness will do to you. I never thought in my wildest dreams that I'd be the person to get cancer, and lo and behold, that's what happened. It was a hard time. There's a lot of mental challenges, a lot of mental struggles, and it wasn't easy for me and some of the really close family and friends that I have nearby. But we were able to get through that, and I'm still taking action today to make sure that I'm moving in the right direction. As you know, I still deal with neuropathy, but things are hopefully going to be improved with the warmer weather coming into spring. I'm looking to maybe do a spring bear hunt. That would be my first spring bear hunt ever. I'm not really sure what to expect versus the fall bear season. If you haven't seen my bear hunting season after chemo, you could find that out in my playlist or my videos. I have a 5-part series showing you me coming right from chemo pretty much into shooting a bear. So I shot my first bear ever 96 days after being able to get out in public after chemo, and I think that's a heck of an accomplishment. When I first started in episode 1, I still had the PICC line in my arm going right into my heart, and that's how they administered my chemo. We weren't sure if I was going to need more chemo at that time, so we were keeping it in for the time. But as we got further into season, we were able to take that out, and that made dragging out my bear a lot easier without any complications. So that was a heck of an experience. It's unique. If you haven't seen it before, check it out. And with this season, hey, if it comes to a close and I don't get another wolf or koi wolf, I won't complain. I'm having fun out here. Hopefully you guys enjoy watching this type of stuff. And maybe some of you even take some inspiration or motivation from myself, my experience, whether it's going to be from a health and physical standpoint, or even just getting out into the outdoors. I'm doing this all myself. I vlog my own videos. I try to have a very simple, cost-effective setup for myself to go ahead and make videos. Learn more about myself, learn more about the outdoors, and just have fun. That's the biggest thing about it. I like to enjoy it. I like to use it as a form of therapy, but it's something that I still identify with and connect with very much. I don't know where I'd be without the outdoors, to be honest, and I'm just thankful for them, to be honest, to know I could drive minutes and find myself in the outdoors. And if I drive myself hours, I pretty much can't hear any cars, planes, people, no cell service, stuff like that. So that's the stuff I really appreciate. So last thing before we close this video off, what do you guys think that is? It's a trick question. And for me, after my year coming out of chemotherapy, it was a very unique experience to go ahead and take this bone. If you're not sure what it is, take a look at the comments. I'm sure many of you know what this is. Let me know what you think I should do with this. Should I make it into a necklace? Should I make it into a stir stick for my morning coffee? Who knows? But you can be sure that I'll be getting more of these later on as I become a better hunter. But we're going to wrap it up here. Thanks for all the support. If you haven't seen the rest of my channel, I got a whole bunch of different videos up on there. If you have any suggestions on what you would like to see next, or different types of tips, strategies, or have any questions about my personal circumstance with cancer, by all means, I'm open to go ahead and provide more insight on that. I'm thinking about maybe considering a podcast, so if you want to see that, let me know in the comments below. But, like I said, couldn't do this without all the viewers at home, all the support from my family and friends, and my healthcare team as well. So, thanks again. If you haven't liked this video, by all means, it's certainly appreciated. It helps put me in contact with other cancer patients, survivors, and other outdoor people who have the same mindset as well. Feel free to go ahead and subscribe and share this video with some of your other friends or family. If you know someone who's into this type of stuff, or even someone who's in the midst of chemo, by all means, send it their way as well. I couldn't get enough of this stuff when I was going through treatment, and to be honest, it helped keep me sane. But thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.